Shalom and welcome to another episode of GMS on Ustream. My name is Elder Rhymelab and my reader today is Ibad. And basically the Elder Gabar just did a show on the missiles. And basically what he was doing was he was basically warning you people of things that are coming. And that's the job of a prophet. The job of a prophet is to go out to the highways and the byways and go out amongst Israel and warn them about what's coming, and also to tell the nations of their future judgment. And that's what a lot of you guys are not doing out there. A lot of you guys claim to be prophets, you claim to be men of the Lord, you claim to be priests, you claim to be following the law, statutes, and commandments of God, but you don't go out there and warn the people. So you know what you are? You're that idle shepherd that is spoken of. Matter of fact, get that, brother, in the book of Zechariah, I believe it's the 11th chapter. You're that idle shepherd that's out, that's not warning the people of what's coming. You're like those foxes in the desert, as Ezekiel spoke about. You're not telling the people what's coming. See, we, on the other hand, we're telling people what's coming. They might not like the way we bring it out, but it's not us bringing it out. It's the Spirit of the Most High and the Son that's bringing it out. Do you think that when Moses, when the Israelites told Moses that they wanted to speak to the Most High face to face, and when they went to go speak to the Most High, you think the Most High spoke to them nice? He didn't speak to them nice. When the Most High started speaking, the people started running. They were so scared that they told Moses, look, we don't want to hear the Most High no more. We'll speak to you. We don't want to speak to the Most High no more. At least we die. At least we die, yeah. So that's letting you know that the Most High, when he speaks to you, he don't speak nice. So when he speaks to his men, they're not going to speak to you nice. They're not going to speak smooth words to you. We're going to speak the raw truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not. You got that, brother? Zechariah chapter 11. Start over here, verse 15.
Verse 15. Zechariah 11 and 15. It says, and the Lord said unto me, take unto thee yet the instruments of a foolish shepherd.
Take unto thee the instruments of a foolish shepherd. What are the instruments of a foolish shepherd? Mean that the foolish shepherd is not going to tell the flock what is coming. They're going to see the wolf coming, and instead of telling the flock what's happening, he ain't going to warn them. So when the fox gets there, he going to jack you up. Go ahead.
For lo, I will raise up a shepherd in the land, which shall not visit those that be cut off.
Why? The Lord said, I will raise up a shepherd that will not visit those which are cut off. Because as of 70 AD, our people were cut off for a long period of time. The Most High had his back turned to us. But now in these times, going back to the late 60s, early 70s, up into this time now, which we're in 2009 now, the Most High is starting to draw near to Israel. So he's starting to wake up the elect. But he said he's going to raise a shepherd that's not going to wake the sheep up. That's not going to warn the people of what's coming. Go ahead.
It says, neither shall seek the young one, nor heal that is broken.
And that's what we're doing. We're healing the sick, we're healing the broken, and the sick and the broken and the ones that need to be healed are Israel. Go ahead.
Nor feed that standeth still.
Go ahead.
But he shall eat the flesh of the fat and tear their claws in pieces.
Right, and that's talking about the discomforter. That's talking about niggas like Lahab. That's talking about bubble-eyed blackfish. That's talking about all these different so-called leaders of Israel that's supposed to be warning the people, and they're not. And then it's also talking about these so-called religious people in the churches, these so-called pastors, these so-called priests. You got so-called Reverend Jesse Jackson, so-called Reverend Al Sharpton, and they not once do they quote the scriptures. Here it is, they see that the condition that Jake is in, and the scriptures tell you that Israel will be in those conditions, but not once do they tell Israel that they're the Israelites. That the Most High is a so-called black man. That the Most High Son is a so-called black man. That the kingdom is coming to them. That the reason why they're going through the things that they're going through was because they sinned against the Lord. And ultimately, they're not telling them about the prophecies that are happening right now. Like this up-and-coming war with Iran. The microchip being implanted into the people. The swine flu vaccinations that are going to be injected into you for 2 reasons and 2 reasons alone. And the 2 reasons is one to put you to death, and another one to put that mark in you, which is the chip. They're not warning you of these things. And ultimately, they're not warning you about the end of the world. They're not warning you about the missiles. They're not warning you about the destruction that's coming to America. Is that it on that?
No, it's one more verse. It says, woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock.
Right. Woe, meaning destruction, to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. Because a lot of these so-called pastors are idle. The so-called discomforter, he's idle. A bubble-eyed blackfish, he's idle. All these different so-called leaders, they're idle. Because they're not teaching you what's coming. They don't want to go out, the majority of them don't want to go out in the streets and teach. And those that go out in the streets to teach, they're teaching in that Father knows best spirit. They're teaching in that Billy Ocean love zone spirit. You know, they're not coming with the raw truth. There's a reason why the Bible says that they hate him that rebuketh at the gate. There's a reason why the prophets were hated. There's a reason why the prophets were put to death. The prophets wasn't put to death because they were nice guys. The prophets weren't put to death because they were family men. The prophets weren't being put to death because they were upstanding men of the community. The prophets were being put to death because they were teaching the raw truth. And they were telling you the things that were coming before they come to pass. And when the way it came out was so raw that the people, certain kings and certain leaders among the people, and even certain of the immediate public would be so pissed off with the prophets that they would put them to death. A case of that was Ahab. Micah was cursing out Ahab. And he cursed him out so bad that Ahab wanted to put him to death. Alright, go ahead, brother.
It says, woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. It says, the sword shall be upon his arm, and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up.
Right, that's going into these so-called leaders. That so-called wisdom and knowledge and divination power that they have, and that power that they have over the people, that bewitched spirit they have over the people, and that captivating spirit they have over the people, is going to be pushed out the way. Because then people are going to start rebelling against them, because they're going to start seeing that all this stuff that they've been taught in the church is nothing but a bunch of bullshit. Just like the so-called discomforter and the other guys out there, that's the innate Satan, and all them other guys out there teaching all these falsehoods, they're going to be found out that they're full of shit. And then when all this stuff starts happening, which they promised them it wouldn't happen, like the martial law, the chip, and the concentration camps, and everything that's going to be happening, the race wars, and all the famines, they're going to be mad as hell because they put their trust in them and feeling that they were right, that these things weren't going to come to pass, that the people that's coming up under them, they're going to be pissed off. They're going to be mad. Go ahead, is that it?
One more precept. And his right eye shall be utterly darkened.
Right. And his right eye shall be utterly darkened, meaning that all that bullshit that they was teaching at one time, if they were able to flow with it, it's going to be put out. So now, the job of a prophet, the job of a leader, the job of a teacher, the job of a shepherd, the true shepherd, is to go out and warn the people. And that's what we do. So I'm going to have the brother go to the book of Psalms, the 19th chapter, and start at the 7th verse, just to let you know how you're going to be warned.
It says, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Yeah.
It says, the statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. It says, the commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether.
Right, so basically by knowing the truth and knowing the scriptures, that's what guides you.